Marcus Skenderian here. Welcome to Laguna Beach. In this video today we're going to be taking a look at City Hall. If you're considering moving to Laguna Beach, you're going to want to know where City Hall is. A lot of things go on down here. We're going to introduce you to some of those things and share with you how to navigate a little bit around the city. All right, so if you're considering moving to Laguna Beach, you're going to want to know about City Hall. So much of what happens in town starts here at City Hall, and we've got the police department, we've got the fire station, we've got the rec department for now, although that is moving. We also have community development, so if you want to develop something, you want to do a remodel, this is where you're going to come. If you need a parking permit, this is where you're going to come. If you happen to be a realtor who has violated the signage policy, and your signs get confiscated, they're probably in the dumpster behind City Hall. This is where you come for stuff like that. All right, first thing you're going to want to know are the hours. City Hall's open from 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, they're open till 4:30, but they're only open every other Friday. So check online to make sure when you come down on a Friday that they're actually open. The thing I find myself coming here for more than anything as a realtor is I'm checking on property files. And in here, you're going to find two computers. One will have access that everybody at home has the same access to, which allows you to check the property files, the building file, the planning file, and anything else related to that specific property. The other part that you need to know, you don't need to know, but you should know, is that there's another computer in here that gives you access to a lot of things that your computer online or at home will not give you access to. This computer here is specifically used for floor plans, drawings, designs, things like that. You won't be able to find that online at home, but you can come down here to City Hall and access those. So, oh my God. Our first interview. Planning Commission. This is design review. Design review is a big one that you'll hear about if you're living in Laguna, for sure. Housing element. We're hearing a lot about the housing element. Housing shortages in and around California. We're starting to do that. Art in public places. Laguna is a huge art village. Putting art in the public is a big part of what people do here. So if you're developing, you're going to be required to fund art projects and installations around town to help support the art element of what we do. This is where you'll come do parking tickets. You'll pay for parking permits you'll get here. You'll apply for business licenses here, things like that, okay? All right. We tried to do a little video in there explaining what happens in City Hall, but I didn't get a chance to really explain exactly what happens. And so I walked up to that board where you'll find all the different flyers on the various elements of what you're looking to do here in town. And so it talks about the housing element. You've got design review. And if you have problems at design review, if it becomes contentious, ultimately you'll end up at City Council. So anyway, all this stuff available inside that door, just to your left-hand side. Again, computers in there, you can check property files, building permits, planning permits, code enforcement, things like that. All that's going to be in here. Remember, if you're looking for a floor plan, a diagram of a property, a house, you'll have to come down to find that information. This is where the recreation department was housed, and it still is to a certain degree, but they're in the process of moving it over to the St. Catharines facility. So that'll be an exciting addition to Laguna, is spreading things out a little bit more as we get bigger. Now here, you're gonna see this parking lot adjacent to City Hall is where we hold the farmers market every Saturday morning. We're down here pretty often for that. Great community event, love it. And that's it. Let's go on the other side, and I want to show you the City Council chambers, fire department, and then the police department. Hopefully you don't ever have to go to the police department. This is a super cool, I mean, honestly, growing up in Laguna, Dad's an architect, council meetings, design review meetings. I used to have to go with him. My parents were split up. I was with my dad. They were typically Wednesday, Thursday nights. We would be here till 11, 12. If there was a contentious project on the docket, it could go to 1 in the morning at times, you know? And so my sister and I, if my dad had us that night, we would sit in the back of the council chambers. If you hear about Planning Commission, if you hear about design review is the process that people go through to get something approved in town. Idea being, people want to be able to have some input as to what you would like to build, the size, the color, all sorts of stuff. It's a very contentious element of Laguna and has divided neighborhoods, but it's also been the process that has really kept the town together and maintained its charm and character over time so that it doesn't become so overdeveloped like you see some of these communities around us have. And I think as much as it's been criticized, it's been something that has really allowed this town to maintain its quaint, charming village character that is so important and so valuable to Laguna Beach. Fire station, Laguna, 1993, had one of the worst fires ever, definitely the worst fire here in Laguna Beach, lost about 435 houses. But this is the hub of the fire department. There are 4 fire stations around town. There's a new one in the works in South Laguna actually, but this is the main fire station, and from here everything else branches out. Right behind this is the police department. So let's go take a look at that. When we talk about art in public places, I just explained art in public places from City Hall. This is a result of the art in public places requirement. A number of different developments had to contribute to a fund that allowed a number of different public art installations in and around town. This was one. There used to be another one here that this replaced. Hey Heidi, how's it going? Good. This is where you do not want to go. But if you are going to go to jail, this is not a bad jail to go to. All right, so now we're at the police department. This is not where you want to be. You do not want to spend a lot of time here, but if your son or daughter got in trouble and you needed to bail them out, this is where you'll find them. If you got a parking ticket around town, don't think it was rightfully given, this is where you'll come to file a complaint. I did just recently, as a matter of fact. I thought I was in the right, but turns out I've been parking in a place that was restricted for a few hours in the middle of the day, wasn't aware of it, got a ticket. I think our services here in town are fantastic. Police and fire department, super approachable, super friendly, willing to help, very proactive. If you call them, they're willing to help, come out, assess situations even before they happen. The fire department, for example, if you don't have smoke detectors, you need smoke detectors. If you call the fire department, they will come out, install smoke detectors for you free of charge. Did you know that they do that? All right, guys, that concludes our video for today. Hopefully you found some helpful, useful information in there. And if so, please like or subscribe from wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video.